Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be showing you how to break down and lubricate your M&P pistol. First things first, going to show you that it is safe. It's not loaded. Mag is empty. Nothing in the chamber. She is clear and empty. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is pull the pin out from the bottom. You're gonna twist this piece right here, pull it out. It does take a little bit of effort to pull it out. It doesn't just slide right out. So I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to show you and do this on the camera at the same time. Let me see if I can get a light. Be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. What I'm going to do is use this tool right here, and we're simply just going to pull that out just like that. That's all you want to do. Alright, so once you've done that, what we're going to do is go ahead and rotate the lever down. Okay, once you got the lever down, hold the slide tight because you're going to release. You're going to press the release button, so go ahead and press the release button. Slide down and it comes right off. Alright, so what you're going to do is go ahead and just take the rod out. It simply just comes right off. And then your barrel just comes right out also. And then what I like to do is spray a little solvent onto a rag. And then just ram it through the barrel. Repeat this process a couple times. You know, guys, there's really no set way of doing this part right here. Some people will do it till it's perfectly clean, till there's not a speck of dust on there, and some people will just do it 2 or 3 times. You know, it's really your preference. But as long as you get, you know, the carbon deposits off your pistol, then I'd say you're good to go. Kind of hard to see on the camera. You can see just two pass-throughs and it looks pretty good. One thing I did forget to mention, it is, in my opinion, pretty important. You always want to clean from the chamber to the barrel. On a pistol, I'm not really sure if it matters, but it's a good habit to follow. But on a rifle, you want to make sure you go from the chamber to the barrel. Just go this way, don't go this way. So I try to do it on my rifles and my pistols all the same way. Just go that way. Once the rag comes out, just reinsert and go back in that way. Alright guys, once we're done cleaning the barrel, just put it to the side for now. And then the next thing we'll move on to is a slide. One of the things I like to do with the slide is hold it facing down. What I'll do is I'll soak it in solvent and let it sit for a little while. And I like to soak it, like I said, facing down. If you soak it, you know, facing up, you run the risk of, you know, oversaturating the striker area, and that's something you really don't want to do. Just try to keep it as clean as possible. So I like to, once again, just hold it down and then just give it a nice little soak down, nice little bath, and then put it to the side for now. Same thing with the frame. Give it a nice little bath. Let it sit for now. Try to keep the mag well clean. Don't want to, you know, spray up in there. Just keep it as clean as possible, as dry as possible. Just want to spray on the top of the frame and just let it sit for a couple minutes. We'll come back to that in a minute. All right, so we let it sit for a couple minutes, and then what I'll do is I'll take my brush. You know, it's just a regular brush, nothing too harsh, such as this brush. You know, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 5. You know, it's not too soft and it's not too rough. Just a nice little brush, almost like a toothbrush. And then once again, I'll hold the slide facing down, and then just work the brush inside the inside the slide, and try to get in there as much as possible. You know, it doesn't have to be picture perfect, but the whole point is to get all the, you know, deposits off of the slide. Doesn't have to be, you know, showroom clean, but if that's something you want to do, by all means, go ahead. You know, it's your pistol. If that's something you want to do it to it. More power to you. But for me, you know, I'll just give it a little cleaning here and there. Try to get up in there as much as possible. And I try to clean my pistols every 1,000 rounds or so. And you know, some people do it more frequently. Some people don't do it. You know, some people do it every 20,000 rounds, and that's not something I recommend. But all right, guys, once we're done with the slide, we'll move on to the pistol frame. And then what I'll do, once again, take the brush and just get it inside all the nooks and crannies. Also give the rails a nice cleaning as well. And then I'll move on to the trigger assembly and give that area a nice scrub down as well. Also, what you want to do is take the lever and rotate it, clean that position, or clean that as well, because that's the position that, you know, the gun is in when it's firing. So, you know, the lever's down when you know, remove the slide, but, you know, just rotate it up and go ahead and just give it a nice little scrub down. Try to get as much of the deposits off as humanly possible. And then once all that's done, I'll go ahead and take a cloth and then start to wipe down the slide. Just take my cloth and just wipe it down. And try to get in there as much as possible. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's pretty clean. It's a lot cleaner than what it was. I mean, you can see the dirt on my finger right there, but it's definitely a lot cleaner than it was, you know, 5 minutes ago. Whoa. And then just try to get the striker, and that looks pretty good there. So we'll move on to the pistol frame now. Alright guys, and with the pistol frame, we're pretty much going to do the same thing. What we're going to do is just go ahead and just give it a nice little wipe down. And then, you know, pay attention to the rails, make sure they're nice and clean. But everything that we just scrubbed, you want to go back over it and try to wipe it off as much as possible. And try to get as much of it out as you possibly can. Just give it a nice little wipe down. I didn't squirt anything inside the mag well, so you can see it's still nice and dry. However, I will run the rag down there. Nothing too crazy. All right, I believe we are done with the frame. Let's move on. So with the barrel, we've already cleaned the inside of the barrel. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. It's pretty hard to see. Just take my word for it. It's pretty clean. Yeah, the camera's not picking it up. So the inside of the barrel is clean. What we're going to do is take care of the outside. You know, obviously you just want to wipe it down. Nothing too crazy. Just give it a nice little wipe down. Pay attention to the muzzle or the crown of the barrel. You know, there's a lot of carbon. A lot of carbon up in there. And then also the slot of the barrel hood. Want to go ahead and get that as well. You find a nice little amount of carbon in there. And then right back here, the locking lugs. Then you're good to go. Give a nice little wipe down, and nothing too crazy. She's good to go. Alright, so now that we cleaned the barrel both inside and out, we've done the slide, we cleaned the pistol frame, what we're going to do now is lubricate. I used REM oil for a long time, and I'll continue to use REM oil for a long time. To me, it works great. Until proven otherwise, I'll continue to use it. So like I said, we try to follow the specs. No, we do follow the specs from Smith & Wesson's website, their recommendations for their lubrication for this pistol. And I'll show you the 7 points that they recommend. You know, the first 2 are going to be on the rails up front. And keep in mind, guys, you know, just 1 drop is good enough. It's not an AR. It doesn't want to be soaked in lubrication. So just 1 drop in each of the 7 points would be perfect. Okay. 2 is not going to kill you, but you start doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops, you're overdoing it. So once again, just 1 drop there. Come on, 1 drop there, and then 2 on the back, 1 there. That was a lot. That was like 3 or 4 drops. So we got the guide rails, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 points taken care of the guide rails. You also want to hit the trigger bar. Just 1 little drop right there in the trigger bar is perfect. Okay, and let that just sit for a minute. And then the last thing you want to do is hit the barrel. Just 1 on the front and 1 on the back, and you're good to go. That's the 7 points that Smith & Wesson recommends for lubricating this type of pistol. Alright guys, now that everything's clean and lubricated, we're going to go ahead and put it all back together now. And what you're going to do is take your slide, take your barrel, and then simply just reinsert it. And it sits in there like so. And you're going to take your guide rod, and then one thing about the guide rod, you'll notice that it has a little cutout. A little cutout around the top over here. This side of the guide rod is going to face forward, as compared to this side of the guide rod that is completely flat. There's no indentation whatsoever. This part's going to be facing back. Okay, so the part with the little indentation, the little cutout, this part will face forward. Okay. And what you do is just put it in right there. Now it doesn't just sit right in. You have to push it from the back a little bit. I'm just going to push it right in, and it sits like so. So once you have this complete, what you're going to do is you're going to reattach it to the frame. And then your guide rails, you have your 2 up front, and you have your 2 in the back. You're going to basically just line it back up so it sits on there like so. Some people, I've seen it happen where they get 1 guide rail in and the second one doesn't sit, and you could tell that that's not right. You can see the guide rail sitting right there. So you want to make sure both are in, and it just slides right back. You could tell it just went over the rear 2 rails. And then what you're gonna do from here, you're gonna lock the slide to the rear, okay, like so. You're gonna rotate the lever, and then you're gonna release the slide forward. And then once you do, just do it a couple times. Make sure that it's on there, it's not coming off. and then pull the trigger to make sure that everything resets. Everything did reset. Obviously, make sure that there's no ammo in the bullet in the pistol. Make sure that you point in a safe direction. Do everything you possibly can to ensure that safety is your utmost priority. Obviously, this pistol is not loaded. We just got done, field stripping it. Just to show you one more time, there's nothing up in there. It is completely empty. So I'll go ahead and pull the trigger, and you can hear that it reset. Do it 2 or 3 times just to make sure that things are working fine. There you go, and that's it. And that's it, guys. And that's how you clean and lubricate your M&P pistol. But if you have a technique or a recommendation that you want to share, feel free to drop a comment below and let others know what it is you do to clean your firearms. And as always, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. And I hope you guys learned something here today from this video. And I hope to see you guys on the next video.